Hey everyone. Welcome to James Lester's Express Lane, where we get you now as fast as possible, bringing you from Thyri. Thyri is a small business owner. She knows something about paying taxes on small businesses. Something DSP claims to be an expert at this point, because he's been doing it for 10 years. Oh, wait. He has no idea what the fuck he's doing. So I was listening to Phil's pre-stream again, and he's claiming the Connecticut tax attorney, it's not an attorney, it was a CPA, was doing his taxes wrong for years. Oh, so we should be expecting a federal audit then soon, right? A Connecticut state audit? Oh, it's just the 2 years of Washington business and occupation taxes they didn't know about. This goes to show, guess what? He tailors narrative when someone can't defend themselves. The Connecticut accountant didn't do the Washington B&O taxes because likely Phil told him that he's not a business. Likely Phil believed that B&O taxes are only if you sold goods. That's something I've mentioned in videos in the past, that he probably well and truly thought he was not a business. He was taking business expenses, but he didn't tell his accountant that, oh yeah, guess what? I'm a business. Because he didn't think he was a business because he wasn't actually selling something. I just upload videos to YouTube, dude. That's not a business. I just upload videos to YouTube. By the way, this controller is a business expense. This video game is a business expense. This PlayStation 4 and TV are business expenses. But it's not a business. He most likely asked the attorney, do I have to pay any state income taxes in Washington? No, Washington does not have those. Looks like I'm moving to Washington. Here's the thing though, Texas also doesn't have state income tax. They do have a business tax, but it's actually lower than it is in Washington. And Texas has a lower cost of living. And I've had fans from Texas tell me that a house roughly the same size, not a little bigger than his, sold for $90,000 less than the Patreon Palace. Probably because it wasn't in a gated community. And also, Texas is a cheaper place to live. So if he had moved to Texas in the exact same house, same size house and all that, he would have paid 90 grand less for the house. His business tax would have been lower. And he'd still have no state income tax. Anyways. But like with everything in life, he's an idiot. He wants to eat his cake. Yeah, he wants to have his cake and eat it too. Such a weird saying, but let's roll with it. That means he wants to have cake, but he also wants to eat it. Once you eat it, you no longer have cake. Anyways. Wants to deduct business expenses, but then not abide by the rules of having a business. Ignorance of the law is no excuse to not follow the law. Any cop will tell you that. I can only imagine what he'd say to a cop if he was caught speeding. Officer, I wasn't speeding. Mr. Burnell, you were clocked as going 75 and a 30. But dude, I don't know the speed limit, but I also had to get to McDonald's for the pounder with large sandwich for DSP tries it. Snort. This is actually something he's done. He's gotten tickets in the mail because he was speeding through school zones and running red lights. Dude, I didn't see no yellow flashing lights telling me it was a school zone. Guess what? Just because you're not wearing your glasses so you can't see shit is not an excuse. If you're speeding through a school zone, you're speeding through a school zone. And mind you, he didn't see the yellow lights. What else didn't he see? Oh, maybe a 4th grader crossing the street? Just saying. I think everything ties back to the refinance on his house. He's trying to pay the credit cards down to reduce his credit utilization. This, I might lose my house due to taxes, has nothing to do with the taxes. His mortgage hits the 5-year mark this year, if he has a 5-year loan. Now here's the thing, as she will explain. I've talked about this before in the past as well, but she does it better than me because she knows what she's talking about. It's not really a 5-year loan, it's a 30-year loan, but it's interest only for the first 5 years of the loan. Usually people refinance these at the end of the 5 years into a traditional loan. These loans are generally used by high-risk individuals. Oh, like a pig roach, who already has a condo that he hadn't paid for yet, and his business was YouTube. At the time, he was purely YouTube. Yes, Machnima was giving him a fuck ton of money, way more than they should have. He said that himself. Machnima overpaid him. He said that himself. But it was still just YouTube. Anyways, this could be why he's in a blind panic. His credit has to improve by May, which is when the balloon comes due. He must refi or pay off the mortgage by May. Again, if this is a 5-year balloon mortgage, he's going to be screwed. His 20K figure is what it would take to reduce his credit utilization. Maybe. The thing with credit is used for two things: getting a mortgage or apartment and getting a car. Once you have those, credit really doesn't matter. Yeah, well, I got extra credit cards. I got a lower interest rate on my credit card. It can help. But remember, people get credit cards for their pets. Like the credit card companies, oh, here's a credit card for Woof Woof McGee. It's like, my dog got a credit card. And then some people will try to scam the credit card company like, all right, I'm going to buy a bunch of shit on this credit card. Go ahead, try to get the money out of my dog. Credit card companies will usually come after you, though. And they have the lawyers. You don't. If they accidentally send a credit card to your pet, don't use it, no matter how tempting it is. Next. If he reduces his credit utilization by 50%, his credit score could go up significantly and may possibly qualify him for a refi. Judging by his words alone about his credit and late payments on bills and overdrafts on his accounts, as well as his income-to-debt ratio, estimate his credit score to be in the mid-600s. It's not a bad credit score, but it's definitely not a good one, guys. He's going to want to get over 700 to get a favorable refi. And if his income-to-debt ratio shows he can't afford his bills that it is, he won't qualify. Of course, we're basing this on his words alone. For all we know, he's never overdrafted his account ever. Makes you wonder how he could. Like, well, what happened to all that TUP money? All that TUP money in November? And then by January, I'm overdrafted. I overdrafted 8 times, guys. You spent tens of thousands of dollars in 2 months? Which, this is the pig roach. This is the guy who goes, I need a trash can. Do I get the $20 trash can or the $220 trash can? Not a joke. He has a trash can worth over $200. And that's why he doesn't do house tours anymore, because people go, that costs $200, that costs $350. Oh, look at that. He bought the $180 fan instead of a $20 fan. Oh, look at that. He has the $1,800 microwave with attachments instead of the $100 microwave. That's why he can't do house tours, because we go, that costs this much, that costs that much. Oh, look at that. That costs way more than it should, but he bought the most expensive kind, because he's a dumbass. So, he's trying to both jack up his income and lower his debt at the same time. Honestly, there's a good things to do. It might be the first smart thing he's done in years. The problem is, and I can't believe he hasn't mentioned this, he gets into a loan for the new value of the home, thus jacking up his payments. So he's paying $1,500 in interest alone on the Patreon Palace. Mind you, Patreon Palace, $293,000. The condo in Connecticut, $139,000. According to him, they're both $1,500 a month. Now, obviously, one explanation is he pays the property tax on the condo with his mortgage payment, while he pays the property tax separate on his Patreon Palace. His Patreon Palace property tax is $4,000 a year, paid every 6 months in $2,000 increments. That's also stuff I've covered before. It's like, well, that could be one explanation why this house is more than double than his condo, yet he pays the same mortgage. The explanation could be what Thyroid brings up. Hit a balloon interest where he pays nothing but interest for the first 5 years. Because that's how they make their money. Banks don't make money on the principal, they make money on the interest. Which is why you always want to pay more. If your mortgage is $550, pay $600 if you can afford it. Just pay anything more you can so you pay off the principal faster so you pay less in interest. It saves you a ton of money. Anyways. So if he's paying $1,500 alone on the Patreon Palace and the refi, the house payment could go up to as high as $3,000 in a flat rate mortgage on the new value of the house. Give him about $100,000 liquidity to pay off any loans and credit cards, but he'll wreck that quickly. There's a guy, yay, I got this credit card paid off. Time to go to the casino. Yay, I got this credit card paid off. Time to buy $5,000 worth of microtransactions on this mobile game. It's what he does. But it's like, oh, he's going to have the same amount of debt, but it'll be in the house instead of credit cards. Here's the thing. Credit card debt, that's like 25% interest. His house payment, 4, maybe 5, possibly at the highest 6% interest. Paying 6% interest on your debt versus 25% interest on your debt. It would save him money every month. But again, he'll be like, yay, my credit card's paid off. 3 weeks later, stumbles, trips over a video game statue, falls down in front of the camera. Ah, stupid fucking statue. Ah, for $800, you better not have bargained for me tripping over it. Oh, hi guys. I'm currently tens of thousands of dollars in credit card debt. I don't know how it happened, dude. My credit card payment just exploded from out of nowhere. Finally got it paid off, and then 3 weeks later, oh damn it, this statue's in view of the camera. I gotta push it out of the way so they don't see it. Anyways, yeah, somehow my credit card payments exploded up to tens of thousands of dollars again. You know that's exactly what's gonna happen. He's going to go out and he's going to buy random ass BS that he doesn't need. And his business is on the downturn. Article 13 is looming. YouTube demonetization is a real thing. He's one slip of the tongue away from a Twitch ban. His business is incredibly volatile. Then I turn to his credit card, again, to buy time as he flares wildly for cash. God forbid he actually take control of his finances. I must not know how the real world works. It's rather pathetic how he calls us children when we know more about adjustable rate mortgages, refinancing, taxes, business than he does. Mr. Business and Finance Major. He says he has equity in the house. He's on interest-only mortgage, zero equity. That's another good point. Because again, if he's not paying on the principal, only the interest, all that money was flushed down the toilet. Paying interest is the same as paying rent. You pay $100,000 in interest or rent, guess what you have at the end of that? Nothing! It's like, I don't know, leasing a BMW. Congratulations. Instead of paying $800 a month for the car, you only pay $350 a month for the car. But guess what? At the end of that lease, you have nothing. At the end of paying rent, you have nothing. At the end of paying all that interest, you have, guess what? Nothing. But the value of the property has gone up, so that's what he may be banking on. Last I saw it was like $146,000, but that obviously fluctuate month in and month out. So again, even if he only got $100,000 in equity on this refinance, great. He paid off his credit cards, paid off his business loans. That's right, he got business loans for a YouTube channel. But it's not a business. So, like, dumbfounded. Like, he knew about the business tax. Leanna had to pay for the business tax because she was selling her soap. So he knew a business tax existed. He wrote off business expenses. He got business loans. He has business internet under DSP Enterprise as his business. But he didn't think he had to pay the business tax because it's not a business. This disconnect, like, he can't be that stupid, right? Oh wait, the guy tried to eat noodles with a spoon. Okay, so he is stupid enough to write off business expenses, have business class internet, take out business loans, register himself as DSP Enterprise Business, and then claim he doesn't owe business taxes because he's not a business. God, how can you be that stupid? No, he has a new account in Washington that he got last year when he was caught for tax evasion on his business and occupation taxes. The Connecticut account was doing his federal taxes and not state taxes because Washington has no state income tax. They do, however, have the B&O for business, which again he probably didn't tell him about because he only asked, do they have a state income tax? No, DSP, they do not have a state income tax. Great, I'm moving to Washington. What? They got a business tax that he knew about. Again, Leanna was paying on the business tax for her soap business, so he knew it existed. He complained about the Connecticut account almost every year and only stopped using him last year. What a fucking idiot. You would think he would know the law considering Leanna was selling stuff from the home. It's because he believed he was exempt because he didn't sell anything. He believed that Leanna had to pay tax because she sold soap. But because he just played games and had fun and shared his experience, that wasn't being a business. Which, actually, I honestly think if he didn't do business expenses and didn't have business class internet under DSP Enterprise, and if he didn't do that, he probably wouldn't owe business taxes. They probably would have never known about him. But because he got business expenses done on his taxes and has business class internet under DSP Enterprise, that's what got him. The dumbass wasn't so fucking greedy as to be like, oh, I spent $80 on this controller. That's a business expense. I spent $200 on my headphones. That's a business expense. I need business class internet under DSP Enterprise. If he wasn't so fucking stupid and so fucking greedy, he probably wouldn't have to pay business tax. Because he wouldn't be a business. He wouldn't have DSP Enterprise registered as a business. He wouldn't have business class internet. He wouldn't have business loans. He wouldn't have business expenses. But dumb that he is. Alright, this is a business expense. This is a business loan. This is business class internet under my business DSP Enterprise. What? I owe business tax? Oh. And then here's the thing, though, about him being broke. Did the math. Went on to Social Media Blade, whatever it's called. Social Blade Media. But anyways. DSP Gaming. Created April 15th, 2010. To now. Well, the point of me doing this video. 418,477,022 views. Right now, YouTube pays roughly 2,000 to 5,000 for every million views, but we'll do the lowest. We will lowball everything. And also, mind you, Machinima paid him way more, but roughly $2,000 for every million views. So by that math, he's made $836,954.04 just off of DSP Gaming. But again, Machinima, he said Machinima paid him way too much. They overpaid him by a ton. And he had Curse for the longest time, so Curse also gave him better ads and all that, gave him better pay rates. So let's say it was only $3,000 per million. $1.255 million. $1.255 million just off of DSP Gaming. And that's at the 3,000 mark. Again, Machinima way overpaid him. Again, Curse got him the better ads. So he could have been double this. Right, maybe not. We'll say top mark of 5,000 per million views. Holy shit. That'd be over $2 million. This does not count KO Gaming or his vlog channel views. Like, Homefront Revolution made him a bit of money. But that's not on DSP Gaming. So that the views on that video don't count towards DSP Gaming. And this doesn't count Twitch. This doesn't count Patreon. This doesn't count Teespring. $1.255 million. And he's broke. Makes no goddamn fucking sense. Anyways, one second. As you can see here, total estimate, I know, the scroll's in the way, but already had 20,000 deposited into his bank account in February and earned 8,000 this month. After all that, he's still crying poor and wants more of your money. Total earned for February, mind you, February is 28 days. Only 20 days, so if he had a full 30 or 31, it would have been more. Between 71 to 89. So they split the difference, called it 8. Just... Are you kidding me? How do you make that much money in a month? So crap point. Again, in February, he got $20,000 between Twitch, YouTube, Teesprings, Patreon, all that. He got 20. That's just what we know about. This is a guy who does behind the scenes deals all the time that he never told anyone about. That he kept a secret. So who knows how much money behind the scenes he's been getting. And he still cries broke. And again, that is on top of the $1.255 million he's made in not even 9 years yet. It's not even been 9 years. $1.255 million. Dr. Evil, if you guys don't recognize that. Anyways, let's come on, bring it up. 1,255,431. We'll drop the 6 cents. Divided by 9 years. $139,492 a year. He's averaging $140,000 just from YouTube. $140,000 a year just from YouTube. This year was a down year, obviously, but he's got Twitch. He's got all that Twitch money and Patreon and Teespring coming in as well. So yes, averaging $140,000 a year. And he's broke. But wait! There's one more thing. There we go. FYI, drama-soaked Phil has been talking like his world is ending for years. That's another of his manipulation tools. Compare his current might lose my house mantra versus this from roughly 5 years ago. Possibly later. So many emotions going through me right now. Tomorrow could make or break my future. Please be there with me and thank you for everything. Dicks are not an emotion. And yet your Twitter profile pic looks like you can fit about 5 of them in your mouth. Damn, that's some ownage. First of all, if you gotta say owned or pwned or whatever, you didn't own them. But this guy did. How small is your penis that you could fit 5 of them into one mouth? I had to share that. I saw like, oh, I gotta share it with you guys. That is fucking great. That is gold. Anyways, guys, can you imagine making that kind of money? Making this much in 9 years. If I had made $1.255 million, and again, this is just YouTube. This is not Twitch. This is not Patreon. This is not Teespring. This is not behind the scenes money. This is not sponsorships. This is nothing of that. This is literally just rough estimate of what he'd make from YouTube. How? How do you make that much and always be fucking broke? Oh, be the pig roach and buy $200 trash cans and lease BMWs that you don't change the oil on and get a bunch of speeding and red light tickets. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.